We're doing pretty damn well in the league. We've played 12. We're 1 point off the leaders, of whom we are going to be playing later this episode. And a little throw over to Andrew. It's a team he's doing his save with. So jump over there if you haven't already watched. And then we're hopping over into the cup game against Chelsea. So I'm hoping for 2 wins. But I'm not holding my breath. Welcome back. Episode 19 now, I believe. We have Oxford, as we said. 12 games on the board. We've only lost 1 this season, which I believe I covered off to you earlier. I say earlier. That was definitely not the case. Previous episode. And, yeah, we're doing all right. We've scored 31 goals in the league so far, which is the best. And we're 5th best for conceded. And we're yet to concede a red card as well. Receive. You don't concede red cards. As I say, we've got Oxford at home at the racecourse. Second against first to kick off the episode. Before we jump into it, though, I'm going to let you know what we've been up to in our previous games. And as I'm showing you them, if you could do me a favour of liking, subscribing, show your support on the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. It really does help. So if you could do so, I'd be greatly... I'd just be grateful. I just would. We're even winning in the blooming Papa John's No One Cares trophy. The 3-1 win against Rochdale in there. We followed that up with a 4-1 win against Bradford at home. An away win at Sutton, 4-0. Another 4 goals scored for ourselves in a 4-1 win away at Doncaster. A 2-2 win on penalties against Sheffield in that 3rd round of the Cup, as we says that we hope we were going to get through on. And we did pretty well. We actually had them pretty much in 90 minutes, but they scored in the 91st in a penalty, of course. And then didn't actually manage to convert the penalties, because they only scored 1 in the shootout, which I was pretty happy about. Returning to the league with a brace for Wade Beck and a 2-2 draw. Another draw then with a 1-1 against Reading. 3-1 in the Papa John's No One Cares trophy. A 1-0 win against Wigan back in the league. 1-1 draw against Preston. And most recently, a 4-2 win at home, where both Sims and Skiriel, potentially, both picked up a brace, which is pretty decent. So we've got 2 games, Saturday and Tuesday, both at home, and both against pretty strong opposition. I'm just hoping Chelsea assume that we're not going to be very good, play some youngsters, so we can not get humiliated too much. For the first game, we're lining up with Van Sass in goal, Bernard, O'Shea, Annesley and Ethan Laird as the back 4, Bowden and Harvey White in front of them. We have put Georgie Hurst out wide. He's played a few games out there. It's not been too bad. It's not been particularly good. He scored 1 goal so far for us. Jordan Thompson on the other side. It's Jordan, isn't it? Yes. And then Wade Beck supporting Ellis Sims up top. Thought we were going to make our way all the way to half-time without a highlight then. We are in the 47th minute of 2 minutes added on. It looks like it might be Oxford's. We haven't seen much from them at all so far. We've been definitely the more dominant of the 2 sides. But a hopeful shot from deep from him. Sees it just over the bar. I mean, that was worthy of a highlight. Which is fair enough. We'll tell the boys to crack on, because they're doing all right. Could do with them doing a little bit better. Get the ball in their net. I am going to ask us to be a little bit more expressive, because we've had a bit more control of the game. If you look at the average positions and the momentum just above my head, you can see that we've got a control, but we're just not doing much with it. The stats don't really reflect it either. We've got a free kick quite deep with Beck. Puts it over towards that left side, towards Annesley. It looks like we might have a penalty. We know what happens. If we get the opportunity to do so, we're going to make up. But you know what? I'm not even going to wait for it. I'm not going to give the game the opportunity to not give the penalty to Mickey Van Penalty Sass. What he does. It's his bread and butter. He is penalty man. Otherwise known as goalkeeper. But if he sinks this, put us to, I believe, top of the league. Bradford have climbed ahead of both of us now. But Van Sass steps over the penalty. He does what he does. He's just good at it. He just is. 3rd of the season. Wonderful stuff, Mickey. White towards the near post, towards Sims. It's O'Shea that actually got his head on it. And Stevens makes the save for Oxford. Are we going to see the kind of follow-on from this? Or is it just going to cut out? So he lumps it forward. Laird wins the header. Nods it up to Bowden. Bowden nods it up towards Hurst. We've got a few bookings knocking about. So when this finishes, I think I'll look at making those subs. We've got White, Bowden, Hurst, Beck and O'Shea sat on yellow cards at the moment. Quite heavy in this game, actually, the bookings are. Silcott Dewberry on the ball for Oxford. Back to Moore at their centre-back. He lumps it upfield. O'Shea clears it for us. Sims nods it over. Ooh, that's a terrible ball from our forward. I mean, it's ended up in their net. It just has. Hurst picked up the ball out there on the right. I'm not sure why the camera stopped moving. It may very well have just been. Yeah, so the ball comes over to Hurst here. You like just feed it through, and he, for some reason, tries to put the ball over to Thompson, who's not in any room whatsoever. But a hopeful and lucky ball, should I say. Knocked over. Sims mistimes the header, but their defender does so. And I mean, it's just in the net. So us and Bradford both on 28 points at the moment, which is pretty decent. Bradford are one of the teams, if you remember. I believe we beat them 4-1 at home. So we're performing well against the good teams. Plymouth, from episode 1, the 8-0 on the opening game of the season. They're still on a minus goal difference, -5, if anyone cares. So, yeah, they're still struggling. They're just outside the playoffs, so they're a pretty decent team. Bernard out on the right. Beck going to whip it across, is it? No, he's gone for a shot. And for some reason, Thompson, they just kind of poked it lazily towards the defender. Laird on the ball on the left. I said I was going to make some subs and immediately forgot. So we'll bring off Georgie Hurst because he's not done particularly well, to be honest. We'll take out both of those wingers. Bring Beck off for Funnel, replacing that kind of second three. We'll put in Swanson or Bernard. Sorry, Swanson or Reed. We'll go for Reed. Reed played quite a lot last season. And we'll also bring out O'Shea for Thornley. Yes, so that's all 5 of our subs. We've still got half an hour left. Probably not a good idea, because as we know, the law of Football Manager means we're going to pick up a booking. It's not what they're called. Red card. That's the one I was going for. Or an injury at the very least. So I'll actually resume the game. They haven't looked like they've got anything to offer, to be honest, which is pretty good for ourselves. We'll push this through and hopefully not have much more going on. It's a highlight. Another one. Bowden, Broadhead, out to Jasper. He didn't manage to get himself onto it, but the ball's nodded towards the Oxford goalkeeper. I assume, again, this isn't going to be much more. He lumps it forward. Oxford are on the ball. Chukwuma towards Hanlon, and Thornley makes a good tackle. Laird pushing forward on that left side. Into Funnel, Broadhead. These are our fresh legs through the middle. Sims, oh, and it's his 15th of the season. He's doing really well for us this year. I brought in, what's his face? The fellow that played out on the wing, Georgie Hurst, in an attempt to challenge and maybe even take over Sims up top. And, I mean, he's done not a fat lot. But he's definitely woke Sims up, so I'll be happy about that. 3-0 to the good against one of our promotion rivals. I think I'm going to try and take the foot off the gas a little bit now. Just because, A, it will keep us a little bit fresher for that game against Chelsea. And B, I mean, that was it. That was it. I don't know why I said B. That's all I want. Finish this game out. And we'll just go through. We'll go through to the Chelsea game. No more highlights now, please. Well, fair play. I wasn't actually expecting the game to finish without another highlight, but that's exactly what it did. So we will tell everyone that was some splendid work from them and jump forward to the Cup game. And here we are for said Chelsea game. We've got Van Sass in goal. Laird's playing on the right now with Maxwell left back. Thornley and O'Shea completing the defence with Thompson and White just in front of them. I don't know what this three is called. An attacking three? Whatever. Jasper, Funnel and Plange in behind Sims. Chelsea are playing a pretty odd team, but a relatively strong one. It's probably not their strongest, but there's a few players in here that I'm a little bit apprehensive about. Schlanina, if that's what it's called. Dodo, Stones, Colwill and Estupinan as the back four. Ugarte behind Tony Cruz. Tony Cruz. This man's probably earns more than our team's worth. It's fine. And then some fella called Casadei. Nelson, Essien, Pulisic, and Armando Broja completing off the 11s. One thing we do have is, I think it was Luis Enrique, is the Chelsea boss. He said he had the audacity, the man, to come out in the press and say, easy win this is. Absolute bunch of mugs these are. we'll roll them over, and we'll all go for a McDonald's at half time. I don't think it's exactly what he said, but something to the A's proved it already. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can't argue with that, can I? I mean, that was all just a bit too easy for him, wasn't it? Both my centre backs just sat on each other's lap for some reason. They're both marking the striker, which is helpful. And Ethan Laird just got, I would say, he got turned inside out. The Chelsea player just kind of moved slightly to the side, and Laird just couldn't deal with it. Cruz with a corner, puts it towards the near post. Stones hits crossbar. 21 on the clock. What I've decided to do is instead of being defensive and kind of panicking, I've just thought, screw them. I'm going to go attacking. They're not going to expect that. Well, this is it. We'll catch him off guard. That's what's going to happen. 30 minutes on the clock. I mean, it's still 1-0, but the stats are relatively even. Cruz has got another corner. Hopefully we can stop Stones getting a free header this time. It doesn't appear that it's happened. Okay, they've scored again, haven't they? It's planned. It was all intentional. It's been ruled out. I knew it was. See? Look at this. I knew it. Miles off he was. Don't worry about it. Don't panic. Van Sass is starting off with a goal kick for us. Thornley pushes it forward to Thompson, all the way out to Jasper. He's been intercepted. Cruz, oh, look at that. He can't even make a pass. Man's washed. Oh, look at us go. Laird. Sims pushing through the middle. He's got a planche out to the left. Oh my god. I assume someone's out with an injury. So we are through to half time. Still only 1-0. And if we're honest, the stats are obviously on their side. But we are playing against Chelsea as a team in League One. Admittedly, it appears quite a strong team in League One, but a team from League One nonetheless. So we can't sit back and try and defend and hit them on the break, because we're just not strong enough. They'll rip us apart. They'll probably do so regardless of what we do. But I'm thinking as at least if we get on the front foot and try and take the game to them, we might catch them on guard. That's not what we want. We want to catch them off guard. Stupinan has just battered the post. But by the looks of it, it might set us on a break. So Jasper's pushing forward. He's ran narrow for some reason. Funnel. Horrendous touch. And he's lost possession, so we can get hit on the break from our own break, which is helpful. Pulisic pushing in from that left side again. He's... Thank God. The defender stepped out that time, so they weren't both sat on each other. And like, he just turned like, I don't know, 45 degrees. The defender was like mind blown. He'd never seen such a feat of athleticism in his life. Could not compete. I'm not thinking we're going to get much more from this. Let's make some subs. See what we can do. Who can we bring on who actually has chance to do something? Georgie Hurst. We've got to leave Sims up top. He's too good to not have up there, really. Broadhead, Thompson, Mundle. We'll bring Mundle on. Give him some minutes. Ethan Laird can come out. We'll show Tyler Reid a little bit more game time. The ball's in their area. Look at this. Oh, never mind. I should really have paused it and showed you what was going on there, but where's the fun? I'm only going to make 4 subs. We'll leave the 5th one because the last thing we need is being a man down from injury or something daft like that. I'm going to tell the boys nothing. I'm not allowed to speak to them. So we've made 4 subs. I brought on Wing, Mundle, Hurst, and Reid. Trying to offer some fresh legs. Hopefully, what we were saying earlier, just keep pushing at them. Hopefully, you can push them into a mistake. Probably not going to happen, but it might. Maybe. There's only 20 minutes left. Ellis Sims looks like he's about to pass out. So I'm going to push Georgie Hurst up top. And I am going to bring Broadhead on now to kind of join that rotation of the wide midfielders. 20 minutes left. I'm not going to go past that. I'm just going to encourage and see what that can bring for us. 5 minutes to go. Colwell has the ball from the Stupinan free kick. Really deep on that left side. Again, this is what I'm saying. Just keep pressuring him. Hopefully we can push him into a mistake. Boateng had the ball put out to him on the right side. Dodo's picked up the clearance. Broadhead. Right, so this is it. This is a mistake. We're going to get the ball back. Get it off him. It's the Carabao Cup, so it goes straight to penalties, I believe. We've had experience of that. We've got the world's best goal scorer in penalty. We'll knock him out in penalties. Happy days. Thompson puts it across. Planch hits the post. Oh, I thought he was offside, to be quite honest. Oh, and it's been lumped back in, but Gabriel caught it. I mean, if we look at the average positions, we are definitely the more aggressive of the two teams. But they scored quite easy, so they could probably just go, I don't need to push much more from that. And I don't suppose, even though we've been trying, that we're going to have put too much of a concern to them. Georgie Hurst. Oh, he had a shot inside the 6-yard box. And he didn't score. I don't know. I don't know. I feel that Ellis Sims could have scored that. He goes straight up the other end. And Mehdi Taremi scored against us. What a shame. And to compound our misery and frustration and upset, Preston have played their game this weekend and actually pushed us off top of the table. But I'm going to play through a bunch and see when it is that tickles my pickle. And we will return. But if you have enjoyed, do me a favour, like, subscribe, as I mentioned earlier. Really does help. There's some items on screen as well, so you can carry on watching. And thank you very much for your time.